Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Ask Yuri, and I'm your host, Yuri Alkame. And today we are talking once again about interval training. It seems to be a very common topic that people are asking me about. I guess it's one of my specialties anyway. So here's the question. Hey Yuri, I was watching your high intensity interval training video and was wondering if you could do it before and after your weightlifting workout, or could you do it earlier in the day and then later in the day do your weights? Thank you. So this is a good question, and a lot of people want to know the answer to this. Do they do their intervals or their cardio before their weight training? Do they do it after? Can they do both? Do they do it at separate times of the day? And the answer to this question really depends on your goals. So let me give you some examples. Research shows that if you do intervals before or high intensity cardio, pretty much intervals before your weight training workouts, you actually prime your body, you actually prime your body essentially to burn more fat during the subsequent strength training workout. There's a whole bunch of kind of hormonal physiological processes that I don't need to get into right now. But basically the research shows that if you can get some high intensity intervals in before your strength training work, you'll actually burn more fat during the workout as a result of that. On the flip side, if your goal, so that's if your goal is to lose fat, right? If your goal is to build strength, you have to consider that if you do intervals before your workout, you're really depleting your glycogen stores, and that's going to compromise your ability to push maximum weight. So that's not something you want to do. So if your goal is to still really get strong, but you also want to throw in some intervals, to burn some fat, I would suggest do the strength training work first when you're fresh, when you're pumped, and then do the intervals afterwards. Because you're still going to get benefit from the intervals in terms of burning more fat, but you're not going to compromise your workout. So that's if you want to build strength. And again, this is what the research is showing. And obviously from my experience, and probably from yours as well, if you push yourself really hard doing cardio and then try to go lift maximum weights, it's going to be challenging. So that's something to think about. Another thing is, do you do it earlier in the day or later in the day? Do you separate them? Like in the morning you do intervals, at night you do weights. Again, this is something you can do. This is something that I really recommend with our soccer players at U of T is, we break up our schedule. So, for instance, in preseason we're doing 2 days, right? So we have an intense session in the morning and then another session at night. So they have that time during the day to replenish their glycogen stores, rest, allow their muscles to recover a little bit, and then we go back at it again. This is a little less clear. Again, there's a lot of research in this area, but from my experience, what I've found is really, it comes down to your goals, right? It comes down to your goals and what you can handle. If you're fine doing high intensity interval training in the morning, and then you want to do your weights at night, by all means, that's totally fine as well. If you want to do it the other way around, then that's totally fine as well. So it's less of an issue when you're separating it by 8 to 10 to 12 hours during a day. Should you do intervals before and after your workout? Well, if you're crazy, you can do it. And again, I would suggest if the goal is to burn fat and maximum calories, hey, by all means. Some of my Fitter U workouts, we do intervals before, and then we have the workout, and then afterwards. So all the workouts change up a little bit. But that's something you may want to consider is, changing things up. You don't always have to do the same thing all the time. Is, once a week maybe you could do intervals, high intensity intervals 10 minutes before your workout, get a good strength training circuit-based workout in, and then finish with another 10 or 15 minutes of intervals after that. You'll be done. You may need to take a day off afterwards, but it's a good shock to the system. So that's a lot of different options. But again, you have to be very clear on what your goals are, because that will determine how you want to set this up. So that's it for now. Next episode we're going to be talking about specific types of intervals, and in the meantime, if you need more help structuring your workouts, if you don't want to think about what to do, when to do it, go to my website, one of my websites, fitterufitness.com, and try it out for free 30 days, and you'll see the difference that it makes to have a proper coach and a proper system guiding through your workouts. In the meantime, thanks for watching once again, and I will see you in the next episode.